Today we will see how to configure the services into a Eureka server, which means how to register our services into a Eureka server. For that, first of all, we need three different projects. Three different microservice projects. The first one is Eureka server, and the second one is the Amazon client and Amazon vendor. This is the names which I have give. You can give whatever names you want. First of all, we will see what are the dependencies and the properties required and how we will configure. Okay, so first of all, go with the one by one. So first we need to set up the Eureka server. Why? Because on the server itself we are going to register our services. So first of all, we will see what are the dependencies we need. So coming to Eureka server, so here the dependency which we need is from ordered Spring framework itself, which is a Netflix Eureka server. Okay, Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Eureka server. This is the dependency of version 4.0.2, which is the latest one, 2023 release. So this dependency we have to use for the server. Okay, and coming to the properties, we have to define the port 8761 server, and the application.properties we have to define 8761 port. And these are the three different Eureka properties you need to configure in the application properties. The first one is Eureka client register with Eureka. We should make it as a false, and fetch registry also you can make it as a false, and the host name as localhost. Why? Because why we are doing it as a false means by default these two things are true. So that's why we are making we are making ourselves with false. Otherwise, this server should not act as a client. That's why you are making this two properties as false. Let's go into the code. We will see here in the pom.xml. I have added this dependency Netflix Eureka server. Okay, in the application.properties, I have added this server.port 8761. and the register with Eureka false, and fetch registry is false, and also the host name is localhost. One more thing, these are the properties configuration. Coming to code level, what are the changes we need to do means go to the main class. In the main class you have to add one annotation, that is enable Eureka server. This is enable our main class as Eureka server. Okay, so now what we need to do, that's all. That's the only configuration we need to do. First of all, you need to add the dependency and the properties, that is server.port and the Eureka properties, and then next head to this main application and just add this annotation at the rate enable Eureka server. Now let's try to run this one. Let me run this application. Okay, run as so SpringBoot app. Okay, so let's see whether it is up or not. Okay, it is saying to remove the command jar. Just avoid this warning. That is a small warning. So let's see whether it is starting or not. You can see Tomcat initializer on server 8761. Some logs are printing. Okay, finally you can see here started Eureka server. Okay, so you need to confirm whether it is started or not. Let's get to the Chrome browser here and go to http://localhost. The port is 8761, right? 8761. So if you open it, you can see here the Spring Eureka is up. Okay, but currently no instances are there. Why? Because we have not registered any services into this server. Okay, so now let's go back to this STS, and these are the two different services we have. One is Amazon vendor and one is Amazon client. So what are the configuration need to do this to make a service as a client? So let me open the notepad again. So these are the this is the dependency which we need to add. So previously for the server we have added Netflix Eureka server. So here for the client we are going to add Netflix Eureka client. Okay, so this is also same version 4.0.2, and the dependencies which we are going to add is, the first one is the name, which means we will understand what is the use of this application name. Okay, so other than that we need to add one more property, that is default zone. This was the URL you need to add. Why? Because in the port number 8761 by Eureka, this is where our server is going to up. Okay, server is up. So these are the three properties we need to add in the application or properties, and this is the dependency we need to add in the our client project. Okay, so let me open this one and let me open this form.xml. You can see here Eureka client I have added. Other than that I have added nothing. I have added this Spring Starter Web and Longbog. These are for different purposes. So coming to this application.properties, I have given the port which is as 7002 and the name as Amazon vendor, and the, as previously I said, the default zone which the where the server is on the server URL. Okay, so let me quickly start this Amazon vendor service application. One more thing you need to add, this is @enable discovery client. So in this we have two different of annotations are there, like enable discovery client is there, enable Eureka client is there. But if you annotate this class with enable discover client, in future if your server is not Eureka, you are using some different server, then also this client is gonna work. If you annotate with the enable Eureka server, it only restricts to Eureka server itself. That's the main difference of this. So we have to annotate our main class with this enable discovery client. Okay, let me quickly start this one. So run with SpringBoot app. You can see here in the console Amazon vendor is going to start here. So once the Amazon client is gonna start, it will printing some logs and all. So here you can see here Amazon vendor services discovery client. Okay, so these are all there. So now started, Amazon vendor application is started, and you can see here somewhere let me open that. See, you can see a registering application Amazon vendor with Eureka is status up, which means this client is started and it got up in the Amazon Eureka server. Okay, so now Amazon vendor, this is what the name we gave to our application name, which is, let me go to this Chrome browser again and let me refresh this one. Okay, when I got refreshed, you can see here the application name is Amazon vendor. This is what previously I said, no, the application name which will affect here, and you can see the status is up, and with the port you can see here 7002. If you want to add one more service, that is Amazon client, add the same properties but just change the port number, the same dependency and the same properties itself, the same properties, but just change the port. Previously for Amazon vendor I kept 7002, but here I am giving 7001. So same configurations, everything same, nothing differs. So here the same enable discovery client also. Let me quickly up this one, this start this server also, which means this Amazon client. I'm going to start this. It is going to deploy on this Tomcat server and going to register this service in the Eureka server itself. So previously, as you see the Amazon vendor, so now you are currently seeing this Amazon client. Okay, you can see here this is started, and you can see registering Amazon client with Eureka server with status up. When I go, let me go back to this Chrome browser and refresh this page again. You can see here Amazon client and Amazon vendor. These are the two with services which are registered with Eureka client. The main usage of registering these services, it uses for the load balancing. Okay, so I think you got very short and sweet configuration, no need of some difficult configuration, no need all those things. So I think you may got you understand all these things. If you have any doubts, just write your doubts in the comments itself, and I will mention my email ID in the description. If you have any doubts, or if you want this project as zip folders, I will provide. Just drop me your email addresses and all. Thank you, and subscribe my channel, and please do like. Thank you.